What is good, Meat Boys? Not quite Gervonta Davis, but a tank nonetheless. We got Tank Jack Shore taking on Ricky Simone in this bantamweight throwdown that honestly I cannot wait for because both these dudes are two high climbing prospects, both with a lot of hype and deservedly so. I mean, if we look at the streak that Ricky Simone is on, I mean, it's four straight. Most recently got that beautiful finish over Rafael Assunção, and that was in the second round of a fight that was pretty dominant start to finish. Like I really thought that was a nice coming out party for Ricky Simone because a lot of the hardcores have been all over Ricky for a while, but it seems like he still isn't getting as much hype perhaps as some of the other fighters. I mean, this is a star-stacked bantamweight division, so it makes sense. But Ricky Simone is really a guy who's been flying under the radar for sure. And if we look at his losses, I mean, the only ones in the UFC come to Uriah Faber, and that was a nice sort of humbling fight for Ricky Simone. I mean, I think he thought that he was just like well, a little bit too cool for school, perhaps, way back in 2019. And the 40-year-old retired skateboarder was able to subdue that pretty quickly. And then afterwards, he lost to Rob Font. But since that two-fight skid, I mean, it really has been a great ride for Ricky Simone. And curious to see how he stacks up against Jack Shore, who is also on a similarly impressive run. I mean, 16-0. Every fight he's won in the UFC has been by decision, except for in his second and first fight when he was able to win those by submissions. But lately, it's been a lot of decisions. So, what are your thoughts on this one? Do you think that Jack Shore, as a favorite, is going to get another beautiful decision against a super tough guy like Mullet Man, or you rolling with Ricky Simone to pull off the upset in this one? Who you got?
This is such a great fight. I'm pretty torn on this one. Ricky Simone, absolute savage. Both these guys are very young. They're slowly about to peak. They got a couple more years until they're peaking. So this is definitely the future of the division, is how I kind of see it. These guys will be in the top 5, top 10 eventually, just a matter of time. But I could totally see Ricky Simone absolutely manhandling Jack Shore. I mean, this kid is just a freaking tank. Unlike Tank, Jack Shore, he's a little taller, a little skinnier, but he's not built like Ricky. That being said, I think I'm gonna take Jack Shore just because of all the hype you see and read, and I mean, I'm just gonna ride the train and see what he can do, but I could totally see Ricky Simone just absolutely manhandling him like a little baby with his experience. He's fought probably, tougher levels tests and he's taken some good L's. Jack Shore has not taken those L's yet, so this could be a little slice of humble pie. But until then, I'm going to ride Jack Shore.
Yeah, good stuff. And yeah, for sure, Ricky Simone has been in there against some tough guys. I mean, Rob Font, Faber, obviously he was older, and then even earlier on, I mean, he got that win over Merab Dvalishvili, and Dvalishvili hasn't lost since then. And again, there's a lot, kind of some controversy associated with that win. It was the literal last second of the contest. Merab was like kind of passed out, kind of wasn't. So we hope that we can kind of see that rematch sometime in the future. But a win on the resume over Merab Dvalishvili, plus all the other guys that Ricky Simone has been up against kind of I don't know. I think that Jack Shore has faced a little bit less of competition overall. I mean, Timur Valiev, that was a nice win, right? Timur's a very tough guy, has a lot of UFC wins himself, and I think that was a great levels test performance for Jack Shore. But if we're just looking at the body of work, I'm with you in that I think that Ricky Simone has fought probably tougher competition. And were you all surprised with the Tapology? I mean, again, he's a minus 145-ish favorite is what you're getting for Jack Shore. And about 72% is rolling with him on Tapology, 28 for Simone. All of it is essentially beige. Surprised at all by those numbers? And do you think it's going to be a decision, whoever wins this?
Honestly, pretty surprised just because I would have guessed that it'd be a pure pick 'em, maybe a minus 115, minus 125 at max. To see a little more sizzle to Jack Shore just shows that, the hype is there for Jack Shore. I mean, even the card community is very high on him, while no one talks about Simone, even though he's on a beautiful win streak. So it'd be very interesting to see what the casuals in hardcore say if Shore loses to this guy that no one really even talks about or even remembers. It feels like it just feels like Ricky Simone is just like a ghost. But yeah, very interesting to see those odds. It's gonna be a great matchup. I'm very curious who's gonna be better on the ground because both of these guys are specialist grapplers, but I think Jack might be a little bit more on the jiu-jitsu side while Ricky's heavy top pressure wrestling. So it's gonna be interesting who gets the better of each other.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it looks down there. I mean, yeah, you nailed it, right? We got the jujitsu, very slick movement from Jack Shore versus just the brute wrestling strength of Ricky Simone. So can't wait to see what it looks like on the ground. I'm excited to see what it looks like on the feet too. It's tough for me to gauge how this one is going to look when there and who's really going to have the stand-up advantage. But overall, in this one, I'm going to roll with Ricky Simone. I think it should be closer to a coin flip. I think that I don't know. I think there's some pretty decent value actually in the spot that Ricky Simone is appearing in. I mean, plus 140, plus 150 area for Ricky Simone, I think has some decent value, but Jack Shore's tough. And like you said, he's a very hyped up Welsh prospect for a reason. So if the Welshman gets this one done, no surprises from me, but I'm going to roll with Ricky Simone to win this by decision. I think he's probably going to win the first round. Second round, I'm guessing he drops. And then when it comes down to who's got that heart in the third round, I think both dudes are going to go out there and put it all on the line essentially. But I'm rolling with Ricky Simone to have a little bit more on the gas tank. So those are my thoughts. Any last thoughts, me boy?
No. Yeah, 100% with you. Totally understand. Throw in the comments you got Simone or Shore.